This week in Transformation, the story of this man, his father and grandfather, became 71 pounds lighter in just 18 weeks. Hello and welcome. I'm Bill Phillips, and you're watching This Weekend Transformation. Now, this is a show all about getting a healthier body and a healthier life. Joining me today for the program is our friend, Right Light Clarissa. How you doing today, Clarissa?
I'm happy. I love being here.
Yeah, well, it's always happier when you're here, you know?
Oh, thank you.
I think that's really a big part about the show, I think, is that every show gets funner and funner. Every show, we get the opportunity to share this energy, and it's not just being healthy, and it's not just weighing a certain amount of the scale, but it's having a better life and more happiness.
Totally. It's feeling good. It totally is. Yeah.
You know, that's a good point, though, too. And we noticed that last week we talked to some folks, Jen and Chris Ryle, a wonderful husband and wife transformation. Folks, watch the archive if you missed that show. You can see a really, really wonderful program where a woman and a man who were both suffering from some really challenging health issues were able to make the changes themselves, get back together, and have a healthier, happier family.
Totally. And that's so big, considering, you know, like the statistics today of marriages and families, and for both of them to get healthy and happy together and raise, I love it's like The Notebook. Like I said last week, it's like a love story. It's a beautiful love story. And it looks so great.
Transformation love story.
It is. So thank you, Jen and Chris, for joining us last week. You've inspired a lot of people, and I'm telling you, you look 18, so you know.
You look younger, feel better, live longer, and most important of all, probably make a difference in the lives of others while you're here, and especially the families.
Yeah, and that is so important. That's why I'm so glad and happy to be here, because we can inspire so many people each week.
Looking better, feeling better, living better, having happier families.
Exactly.
We have a lot of fun with the program, folks, but I want to remind you, Transformation, the web TV show, really intends to focus on these three main things. And first of all, we want to inspire you to transform your body and have a better life. We want to make you aware of what's possible.
Exactly. Bringing you these stories each week so you can be inspired to know, hey, what can I,
without inspiration, without inspiration, what else is there, right?
Exactly.
And second, we want to give you the knowledge and the tools, the practical skills that you need to get the job done.
Right. We bring them every week, great stories of, besides great stories, but, exercise, nutrition knowledge to help you get healthier.
And you'll hear it from the people that are telling their story. There really is a common denominator in how to exercise, how to eat right, how to get the mindset, because so much of this, folks, it happens here before it happens here. And it happens here, and then it comes out. It's an inside out. So we really want to teach you the mindset. We want to give you the nutrition instruction. We want to give you the exercise instruction. And we want to refer you to places on transformation.com where you can get more free practical insight and get the skills you need to get a healthier body and mind.
Totally. There's so much stuff on transformation. I'm still going through there all the time, finding out something new to learn from. But it's a great tool.
And third, we want to challenge you to put what you learn into action, to cross the abyss between knowing and doing. Because over here, you're going to get the knowledge, and over here is what?
The results.
We want the results.
Right.
We want you to get the results from doing this, and we want you to enjoy the program and have some laughs along with us and get inspired, learn, but more than anything else, we want you to get some great results, become lighter, become more energetic, get through some of the adversity that you might be facing, and move on with your life so you can find what else is out there for you that's been waiting that you haven't had the energy or momentum to capitalize on.
Totally. It's about, making that decision, taking that first step. So you can be the stories that we share on here, and inspire others. So.
You know what? That's a good point, though, because we are going to start a new challenge. We're going to challenge you to put what you're learning and put that inspiration into some focused energy and move forward. We're going to challenge you to have the best, healthiest summer that you've ever had, and that is something that I'm going to write about this week in my blog.
Awesome. Hurry up, tell them, because I'll start talking.
Well, we have an 8-week challenge that you've got to start by the end of May, and it goes through June and July. And there's going to be some specific things that I want you to do. A certain number of workouts I want you to have, a certain number of healthy meals I want you to have, and some other things that show me that you've got your goals set, that you've got your mind focused, and you've got your inspiration and energy pointed in the right direction. And the winner, we always got to have winners, prizes, and games.
Right.
The winner is going to get an all-expenses-paid trip for 2 to my favorite place on the planet, which is Hawaii.
Oh, I love it.
Let's see if we have any beautiful photos of Hawaii. Look at that. Who wouldn't want to go there?
No kidding. Can I enter? Can I enter this, please?
You just went to Hawaii. We just got back 2 weeks ago.
I want to go back.
We just got back from Hawaii 2 weeks ago,
know.
and it is a wonderful place to go and celebrate doing some hard work.
Oh gosh.
Right.
It is so invigorating. It's a celebrate life out there, totally.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to have fun, if you don't want to see sunshine, if you don't want to have a good time, see vibrant colors and enjoy that beautiful sun, don't enter.
Yeah, right. If you don't want to, right. That's a great point, because if you don't want to look better and you don't want to feel better and you don't want to spend maybe one of the winter weeks later this year in Hawaii, surrounded by beauty and energy and just the presence of all that you would call God, is just a beautiful paradise over there. If you're not interested in that, please don't accept this challenge. But if you are, read my blog this week, accept the challenge. I'm going to give you a program of exercise. I'm going to give you a program of nutrition. It's an 8-week program. And I'm going to tell you how many times I need you to exercise, how many healthy meals I need you to eat, how many of those free meals that you get once a week. We get to eat whatever we want on this program. That gives us kind of helps us get through the cravings the rest of the week. And I'm going to give you a way to set the mind in the right direction. If you follow these instructions, you follow the program, you're going to get great results. Ask any of the people that have followed my programs before. If you put in the work, you're going to get the results.
Exactly.
And that's what I'm challenging you guys to do. And what we're going to do also is we're going to have a bunch of terrific prizes for people who also participate. We're going to pick some at random. So you have a chance to win a specific, wonderful, terrific prize that you're really going to enjoy. And we're going to pick a few people at random. So you don't even have to get the most results. You don't have to have the best story. We're going to pick some folks that participate, because winners are the ones who participate. And those who don't participate don't get a chance to any prizes, don't get the chance at the best prize of all, which is a healthier body, healthier mind, and having more fun and energy in your life.
I love it. Okay, so I get to watch a show each week where I get told how to exercise better, eat better, 8 weeks, and I have a chance to win a trip to Hawaii.
Right.
I'm in. I'm in. And whoever wins, if it's not, I'll go with you.
Right, it's a trip for 2.
Yeah, I'll be the 2. Wow, congratulations. So I'm excited. That's going to be a fun challenge. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and we're going to do it all quick. This is going to happen fast, folks. You're going to have to start by the end of May. Right? You can start next week if you want. The information's all going to be out this week. And you have to start by the end of May. And that means you're going to be working hard in June, in July. I'm going to give you a calendar. You're going to check off all your workouts, and you're going to give yourself a grade or an A, B, or a C on those workouts. We're going to be shooting for an A+ summer on exercise, good nutrition. And one of the things that you'll be able to do is you'll be able to connect with people in the transformation.com community, or in your own family, or in the gym or fitness center where you go. Just find somebody that you can go through this with. Don't go it alone, because we find that if you have the advantage of community, a workout buddy, a personal trainer, you're going through it with your spouse. We talked about the notebook story last week. If you find somebody to go through this challenge with, you're going to get better results, and the odds of you finishing and winning are going to go up.
Oh, I totally agree. I love having a partner to share, my ups and my downs, when the times that you don't go as planned, but it like makes you way more successful. Simple as that. I mean, I love having a partner to share it with.
Most people do better. Some people can go it alone. They've got that inner determination and stuff, but even they will hit a point in their life, whether it's with this challenge or whether it's with a real life challenge, where you have to reach out and get help from others. There's another power that comes in. There's another energy that comes into play when you have the strength of community.
I totally agree. I love being able to share with with members of the community, as well as you. He's my accountability partner here sometimes, and he stays on me. So, but no, it's wonderful, and it's made my program sustainable. So I'm able to hang on.
And that's a big part of it too. Is we're going to talk about somebody in just a few minutes here, folks, who's sustained an incredible change now for 3 years. He's inspiring others, and that's a big part of it too. Because the first part that's great is getting those results. The second part is sustaining them, having something that you can live with that becomes a lifestyle.
Absolutely. That's the biggest part right here is learning. Because, you know, we can get results, but it's about hanging on to them, you know, and being able to keep them.
You don't want to have to go back, forward, back, forward, back, forward.
Yep.
And we're not asking people to do something that's unrealistic, like get down to single-digit body fat percentage and stay there the rest of your life. This is a very realistic program. It allows you to be successful. It's a game you can win.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I love the condition you're in. You don't need to go down to like a super ripped condition that they do in these fitness and muscle magazines and stuff. And even the way they present these models today, we want to be in a condition that's right for your body.
Right.
That's right for your body. And get down there. We want your doctor to say that your cholesterol is good, that your heart is healthy, and probably more important than having ripped up abdominal muscles for me is that my doctor does give me a good report.
Right.
I'm getting it, like I said, I'm closer to 50 than I am 40, and I want to know that my risk of heart disease is lower, that my risk of the preventable forms of cancer is lower, and that I'm keeping my brain healthy and my heart healthy. That's probably the most important thing for me. Then I want to feel good, because my body is when it's in the right condition, I feel good. And I have a range. You know, I can go up and down a few pounds, but I don't need anybody to get in like this super ultra ripped condition and stay there. We want you to be healthy, folks, and that is our wish and our prayer for you, is that you get healthy and you stay healthy. That's what transformation is all about.
Right on. So beautifully said. And that's true, because I've been at the high and I've been at the low, but there's no balance. So when you get to this point where you're just like, you know, I'm sustaining, healthy and happy and able to enjoy life and not become obsessed either way about that part. So it's balance. I love it.
Well, and a lot of it has to do with putting good food on the table. And we want to thank somebody who helps us make this program possible, and that's Life Kitchen. And when you think Life Kitchen, love your food every day, L-Y-F-E, it's such a cute name.
It is.
When you think Life Kitchen, think Whole Foods meets McDonald's in this really smart and fun way to make fast food healthy.
Right. I love that. I mean, as a mom, I love knowing that that's out there, or will be out there for all of us to enjoy, be able to drive in the right drive-through.
Right. It's on its way. And we talk about the Great American Transformation, this idea, this mission, that we could see a country that is so healthy that we're first on the list instead of last on the list. But America is last on the list of modern nations in terms of health and well-being. And if the preventable health is really costing the country $140 billion a year to take care of people that don't take care of themselves. But more important than that is what it costs families, what it costs you know, companies. I mean, you just when you get to be 40s and 50s, you're just getting ready to make your greatest contribution in your family, in your company, in your communities. And we're losing a lot of people, men and women, at a very early age. And we want to make that end. And we know that we have to transform the landscape, because we become what we surround ourselves with, and what we surround ourselves with, we become. We want to surround ourselves in this landscape in our cities and our towns and our communities with places that we can do healthy things. And Life Kitchen is all about that. They're going to give us a healthy fast food alternative.
I love it. Healthy for life. Make a life choice. I love that. Yeah, absolutely.
Life transformation.
Exactly. I love it.
And the first store opens in Palo Alto next month. They have the grand opening. Yeah, grand opening there. And then watch for the Life Kitchen brand of foods coming to grocery stores later this year.
Awesome. In the stores too. So rock on. I'm excited for that.
What it's all about, though, is, like we said, transforming people, transforming families, transforming the community, transforming the nation, transforming westernized nations. And we know this is possible because we've seen it done. If we were talking about something that we had never seen, I'd say, well, first of all, we got to figure out how to cure this condition. We've got over 160 million people in America today are suffering from preventable disease that will advance and become heart disease, will become cancer, that will become one of the neurodegenerative diseases, where we can't have good memory. I'm getting it. But the degenerative conditions of the heart are also the degenerative conditions of the brain. And you see so much that we want to age in a way that's healthy and fun, where we can make a contribution. And these preventable diseases, the obesity, the lack of fitness, the overweight, it's all together. People are not getting the exercise they need. They're not getting the food they need. And we're getting too much of the stuff we don't need. Too much rest. I call it leisure toxicity. And too many of the nutrients, calorie toxicity, and nutrient deficiency. These are the problems that we talk about, folks, here in the program. These are treatable. We know how to treat these conditions. We aren't waiting for a pharmaceutical breakthrough. We aren't waiting for some government bureaucracy to say it's okay to go in and fix this stuff. People are fixing it on their own with the help of little help of their friends,
Right.
every single day. And our next story shows that no matter what adversity you face in life, there's a way out. There's a healthy way out.
Absolutely, I totally agree.
So
Wow.
let's watch that story for today, and then we're going to meet our guest, and he's going to answer our viewer questions. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Marty Goldman's story.
I am worth the things that I commit myself to doing. I used to say, you know what? I'm not fat, I'm just big. The truth is, I'm fat. 5, 6. I didn't always value that I mattered.
Marty Goldman, a 55-year-old grandfather and small business owner, is aiming for a complete transformation, body and soul. I heard about Martin from monitoring chatter on the internet, and I found Martin's message on a board, and I thought, this is a guy who really wants this transformation, and I didn't know his whole story yet.
One of our sons, Thomas, passed away on January 1st, 2008. He was a veteran from the Iraq War and came home with war-related issues.
I immediately knew this guy was in it for real.
I think about him all the time. And it's not all bad, but it's constantly running through my mind.
Tom's death has inspired Martin. He feels a responsibility to be there for his grandkids and his wife.
The day of Tom's funeral, after we buried him, I went and worked out to honor the commitment that I made to myself. And I want to say thank you, Bill, for giving me this opportunity.
So I sent a TV crew out to Illinois. I flew into Chicago, and then we drove up here in the snow today to surprise Martin and find out how he was doing. I'm here in a snowy Waukegan, Illinois, to pay a visit to one of our friends, Martin Goldman. Well, I knocked on the door and I didn't know what to expect, but over comes Martin. Looks one way, doesn't see anything, looks at me. Martin Goldman? And I could tell that he was pretty excited.
Oh, man. Holy cripes, man.
I'm here to check up on you, buddy.
Oh, my God.
Good to see you, man. I didn't know if he was going to pick me up and hug me and throw me in the snow or invite me in. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. This is unbelievable. What a shock. I can't believe it. It's like I just won the lottery or something. One of the most, you know, I got to keep myself from tearing up, but one of the most horrific things that can happen to a person is you get a phone call and they tell you your son's dead, okay? And I mean, it's horrible. I miss him, you know? Tom was not raised to kill. He wasn't raised, you know, to have violence flying around him all the time. Just imagine, you know, standing out there and seeing horrible, horrible things. These kids come back not whole. He was damaged to the soul.
The cause of Thomas's death is still under investigation, and Marty is still waiting for an official report.
I am totally excited to be able to work out with Bill so I could tweak my whole program.
We could just shovel the snow and get a workout, huh? All right, Martin. Let's go. Sit over your shoulders. Taking your time. Up, let's go. Come on, man. How long have you had the beard?
I've had the beard since high school. It's never been off. My wife has never seen me without it.
I got an idea of a wager for Martin, and that is that if I can take him at basketball, he'll shave his beard when he gets through the 12-week phase on his transformation.
There it is. There it is.
Do you realize what just happened?
That's not fair. Hey, you know what? I'm transforming. I like to see what it looks. It's been a long time.
Yours gonna go, right?
Well, you will go.
All right.
All right.
Good job.
Okay. 71 pounds lost.
As the final part of Marty's transformation, we redid him head to toe today.
I've never seen him without a beard my entire life.
Are you ready to shave that 40-year-old beard?
I always honor my bets, so off with the beard. Oh my goodness. Oh, holy cow. That smile, man. Cool, very cool.
That's really good.
Oh man, a lot of memories. You know, it's just like my whole life just flashed by me. And, you know, it's like now I'm looking young, I'm feeling young, and it's good. It's like I did it, man, you know?
I brought Marty over here to the Christ Episcopal Church, where we had his family and friends waiting to see the new and improved Marty. Marty lost 71 pounds in just a few months, and I've rarely ever seen the type of transformation that he's made in his whole being. I want to introduce the new, the improved, and the totally transformed, my hero, Marty Goldman.
I'm so proud of my dad. He did something that was like amazing.
Hearing the people cheer me on was beyond my wildest dreams. It was fantastic. Whoa! Whoa!
When Marty walked in, I was absolutely shocked. I'm totally proud of Marty.
The surprises weren't over yet. Marty had no idea that I flew his grandkids and his daughter-in-law in from Colorado. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, Marty's grandkids and Deborah. Marty was selected as one of my champions, so he got $10,000 for himself and $10,000 to donate to his favorite charity. So, what are you going to do with the $10,000 that you get to give away?
I'm going to give it to the church, you know, Christ Episcopal Church. The past 18 years of my life have been spent here being supported, being loved, being cared for. And I couldn't think of anybody else more deserving of it than those who have supported me through, you know, a big, important part of my life. I've thought of Tom all day. Even during the transformation, I just kept hearing him calling me, you know, Dad, you know? Dad, you're beautiful, Dad. I love you, and I'm proud of you. Tom is buried outside here. Well, that's where I'm giving it to the church.
He looked young, he looked healthy, he looked smart, and he was finally ready to come out and be who he is. And that's what I think this was all about for him.
You look like a movie star.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, they're great.
He's just like he used to be, except better.
I am extremely proud of myself, and I feel worthy of the attention. I felt worthy of the cheers. I feel young. I feel healthy. I feel successful. It was an unbelievable experience.
What a great story. We got tears over here again. We have crying every show.
This is every episode. Like,
Well, it's a beautiful transformation story. Let's bring him on by Skype. We have a beautiful guy joining us from Chicago, outside of Chicago. Marty, how you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic, but I got to say, I got tears pouring out of my eyes again today, too. Clarissa, I'm right with you.
Oh, you know, that's such a beautiful story, Marty. I can't even, I'm still trying to catch my voice right now, but you've inspired so many people, but that story is so powerful.
Yeah. We had some fun there. I remember going back, that was 3.5 years ago. Good heavens.
Wow.
Almost 3.5 years ago that we were over at the fitness center by your place. I think it was the Y. Was it the Y?
It was the YMCA, and it was a little over 3 years ago, Bill.
Shooting some baskets, and you were just getting started. And what's it feel like looking back all that time? It's been a big change.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I had a lot to say when you told me that you brought me on today to be on the show. But when I saw the video, the truth is, I was next to die, Bill. I was the next person in that video, or the next person in the family that may have died if I didn't run into this program and do this work. So my life is forever grateful for what I've been able to do, for running into you, for God bringing you into my life, and for this program that you set up, because I can't tell you, Bill, my family suffered enough from the loss of our son, the loss of their father. I'm just really, really grateful, Bill. And my life is absolutely terrific.
Wow.
Well, you've not only changed your life, Marty, but every day I get letters from somebody who was inspired by you, and I know Clarissa sees a lot of that also.
Oh yeah, I mean, tons of letters of inspiration from your story, and I'm grateful that you had enough strength and courage to share it, because look how many people you've helped by doing that. Yeah.
Right. I mean, every day we get stories of people that have read about you in the book and saw you on one of these videos, and now your story will get out to thousands of more people through seeing you on this program.
Right.
So yours is the ever-ready story. It just keeps going and going and going, and as well it should.
Thank you, Bill. And all I could say is thanks, and I really appreciate it. And you give me opportunities. The same emails that you get, I get emails, text messages, people stopping and running into me and saying, wow, you look absolutely terrific. And my heart, I mean, Bill, my heart is just on fire since I was able to accomplish this.
Wow.
Well, we've got a lot of people seeing you for the first time right now, and we've got some viewer questions. Let's have Clarissa get to some of those so we can start helping more people.
Absolutely. So, you know, like you said, I get a lot of questions. So during the during your video, we had gotten some in. So these came to me a while ago. This one is Ken from Sacramento. Your before photos look a lot like where I am now. When you first started, what were your goals? How did you stick with them during those first few weeks? Those seem to be the hardest ones for me to get through.
Well, first of all, my goals, they changed as I worked through my transformation, because I originally had goals of losing like 30, 35 pounds. And what was really, really vital for me during that transformation was that I took a really, really good look at myself. You know, I looked at my photo and I wrote down on a piece of paper, like we have in step 1, where am I? What do I feel like, honestly feel like, when I look at that photo? And it was not a very happy place. And then I had to make a decision. What do I want? Where do I want to go? And I had so many different reasons to do it. You know, all I had to do was look at my wife's face. All I had to do was look at my son. All I had to do was talk to my grandchildren on the telephone. And the rest was history. I knew why I wanted to do it, and I just rock and rolled.
Right.
Great answer.
So a big part of helping people get started is having them take that before photo, and then really, you know, you got to kind of connect with yourself. And a lot of times when we're not in good condition, or we are troubled by something, or we are suffering from depression or grief especially, we kind of disconnect from ourselves. Right. And that's where people kind of start to compartmentalize. So they can deny their condition, because to deal with the condition is even more painful than the grief that, in Marty's case, that he was suffering, or whatever it is that's bothering a person. You know, a human is an emotional being.
Oh, yeah.
And we can't disconnect our emotions from our bodies. That they, you know, we go hand in hand. So a lot of times it means that we've got to integrate those. We've got to say, there's the body, that's what the body looks like. What are the emotions that are going along with that? And I think that's what Marty said, is that he took a good, honest look at himself, because maybe it's time to say, you know what, I'm honest to God, frustrated. That's an emotion. I'm honest to God, scared.
Right.
I'm afraid that I'm going to be the next one to go, is what Marty shared.
Right.
I'm sad, you know, or I'm about to give up.
Right.
You know, and if you look at that body, and one of the exercises that I had people do going way back, and it's still a great one, is to take that photo, print it out, or put it in the center of a piece of paper, and write around it the emotions that you might be experiencing. A lot of times that's a very important first part, because like I said, we've got to integrate the emotional being with the physical being.
Oh, yeah.
And as soon as we start to put those together, we start to get some of our power back. And there's something about telling the truth that really brings us power. Telling the truth, even if it's that I'm scared I'm going to die of a heart attack, I'm afraid that I'm never going to get out of this rut, I'm never going to get out of this situation. Until we admit those things and admit what we're feeling and admit what our emotions are, even if they're ones that we would like to deny or push away, that's not where the power is. Until we own those and say, look, I'm very frightened that I'm going to have a heart attack and that I'm going to be the next one to go. That's what Marty said. That's what Marty went through, and I think that was a big part of him getting his power back, because to make the changes that we need to make from that condition, we've got to have all of our empowerment.
That is so powerfully said there.
Well, it's a good point. Let's go to the next question.
Yeah. Okay, so our next one is from Larry in Reno, Nevada. He says, Marty, I'm very sorry for your loss. My wife and I also lost our son to the war. Unfortunately, I didn't make the decision you made. I let my unhealthy habits take the upper hand. Smoking and overeating are getting the best of me. What would you suggest for someone like me who doesn't have any other way to deal with the pain of loss, the grief, and the depression?
A good question.
Wow, Larry, that's a great question, and I've been blessed to hear other people in the community contact me. And what I would say is what you just did. You started talking about the truth. You start connecting with people who have been there. You connect with other people who have been through the process and have been involved in the process, like you did by just sending a letter to me. And there's lots of people in this community that you could talk to and do your work. I mean, there are all sorts of 18 steps here that, Larry, if you follow them, all sorts of things are going to be revealed to you.
Right.
Great answer.
Right, that's a good point. We have a very helpful community at transformation.com.
Right.
You go on there, you fill out a profile. It's kind of like a Facebook where you get your profile and you get to meet other people.
Right.
And all these people tend to have one common intention, which is getting healthy.
Right.
And a big part of that is helping other people get healthy, because there's something that's called helper therapy. So people like Marty can continue to stay on the right path when they continue to help other people. So it's not uncommon to sign up and have a number of people reach out to you. The more you say about your condition, as Larry was talking about, if he were to share that in a profile on transformation.com, it's free. You just go over and sign up. It only takes a minute. That you're going to get some help. And again, as Marty pointed out, just getting this stuff out and getting it moving.
Right.
Whatever you're struggling with, you got to share it. You got to share it with other people, because there's a lot of support that you can receive once you start becoming clear about where you're at. And not only where you're at, but as Marty said, where you want to go. As you start to kind of articulate what my intentions are, is that if I can get through this, I'd like to help other parents that have lost kids in the war get through it. But first and foremost, I need to help myself so I can help others. That's something that we see very often on the transformation community, and it's something that people can do anywhere. Yeah. If you have a church that you can, with a group that you can talk to people. You'll be surprised at how many people reach out and offer help as soon as you say where your condition is.
Oh yeah, and that's the one thing that's great about the community that you've created, is that there are so many people there that know each other, and they're so connected that once you share one thing, the word spreads real fast about, hey, let's all come in and help this person, or someone who has an identical story will come in and help you, and it's great.
That's the key. Support is key.
Totally. So we've got another question here for you, Marty. This one's from Mary in Nashville, Tennessee. She says, Marty, how are your grandkids and family doing today?
Oh wow, man, what a great question. I would love to share that. Oh, man. Thank you. They're actually doing great. And my son, Josh, if you could believe it, Josh has one more year of college and he graduates at the University of Illinois. And he is wonderful. He comes home now and then and we work out together, we play together, we shoot some hoops. He hasn't beat me yet, Bill, and thanks for transformation.
Oh, there's Josh.
Oh, what a great picture.
Josh is doing absolutely incredible. My grandkids, I just got a text message and a picture from Michael, the oldest boy, who was getting ready to go through, to a prom, and he was all decked out in a suit and a tie, and I saw his beautiful girlfriend. And come on, am so blessed to have a family that's doing well. My wife is doing well. My daughter-in-law is doing well. I can't say she doesn't miss her husband, Tom, tremendously. You know, she hasn't remarried. She still loves Tom, but she's doing terrific. And our life, I have to honestly say, has never been better.
Right.
Wow, beautiful.
Right.
I love that.
You know, I think that so many people that are in that before condition, and folks, I know how it is. I mean, we're all going to face adversity in our life. None of our lives are going to go along perfectly healthy. Well, when we get in that situation like Marty was in, 50, 60, 70 pounds overweight, we're not in a healthy place. I mean, and even though it doesn't hurt today, being overweight on a day-to-day basis doesn't hurt that bad. And that's too bad, because we would take action a lot sooner if there was more discomfort involved. It's not like a migraine headache where you need like a cure immediately. Having high blood sugar doesn't really hurt on a daily basis. And suffering from, you know, even the early signs of heart disease as the arteries are closing and hardening, we don't really feel that, and we don't suffer from it on a daily basis. So it's hard sometimes to convince yourself that I am in trouble. And that's why we look at people that have had heart attacks, and Marty didn't have to have a heart attack to know that it was time to change, but he used an event that happened around him, a tremendous tragedy in his family, losing his son, who was an Iraq war hero, as a call to action, as a wake-up call for himself. And a lot of times we miss those wake-up calls, folks. Something is around you that right now, if you're not making the decision to change, if you're not really being seriously committed to making that decision, and you're not following through, something is happening in your life that you could look at and you could see. And even if it's looking at the example of someone else, or looking at your grandkids, or looking at your children, or your spouse, or your friends, and realize what a tragedy it would be in their life if you didn't get the wake-up call in time. And we lose people every day, folks. Over 1,200 people will die today in America of heart disease. Over 1,200 people were alive this morning that are not going to be there for their families and their friends, their grandfathers, their fathers, their mothers. Heart disease is still the #1 cause of preventable death in women in America. And something is going to happen around you. And it may already be happening, as I said. There's already the reason out there to wake up and feel it. And you've got to find those things, and you've got to be, like I say, really courageous, wise people change before they have to. And there's something out there in your life that you can look at, and that you can get that message, and you can change before you have to. Because like I said, these conditions are very real. And I don't know. I have pretty good intuition about things that involve health. And my feeling is that Marty needed to make that change exactly when he made that change for him to be there, because the depression, the pain, the grief, combined with, you know, being 50, 60, 70 pounds overweight, and being, you know, upwards of 50, over 50, we're in a very, very dangerous situation when we let those things happen. Marty made the change. I think your doctor has said that your cholesterol and your heart is as healthy as it could be, I think. Isn't that right, Marty?
You know, I'm as healthy as could be. I read a statistic the other day that people my age, or baby boomers, that the average amount of medication that people take at my age or a little bit less is 5 prescription medications. And I take 0, Bill. I take 0. That's awesome. Okay? And that is you know, I was totally heading there, or I would have been dead before I took the medications, Bill.
Right. Well, look at that. We're looking at your before and after pictures again. Well, I'm telling you, man, you can tell somebody's health by a before and after picture in so many cases. I think that these types of photos, you should track a photo every year that you go in for a physical, because your doctor should have your blood test. He should have your blood pressure. But he should also have a photo of you each year, because you really can learn. It's a tremendous diagnostic tool. As I mentioned one time, a camera is a heck of a transformation tool, but possibly the most motivating piece of equipment, because you can see how far you've come. That gives you motivation. And you can also see very clearly the condition you're in. Sometimes when you look at, and your cholesterol is 230 or 220 or 180 or 280, it doesn't mean that much. Of course, to the doctor, it's alarming. But to us, it's not. But when we see that photo, so again, folks, if you haven't taken a before photo, take it. If you haven't taken a photo in a while, take it, because it's a wonderful tool that you can allow, that it gives you so much information. And we see here that Marty is younger, healthier, is going to live longer. And probably more than anything else, like I said, is that he's made this change, and he's made a difference in his family. His family gets to have him and his leadership, and, losing the grandkids losing their father was tough enough. We were afraid that we were going to lose Marty there. But here he is, going strong. What's the key to staying with it, Marty? It's been 3 years since you lost the weight.
I found that the key is to, again, be totally honest with yourself. You know, if you always make it about other people and don't start looking inward. I remember that, you know, when I was not at my best and I was sitting in a yoga class, and the yoga instructor said, breathe. You know, they had you in this crazy position and you're bent over, and my stomach was up in my throat, and they said, breathe. Okay? So I had to be honest with myself and say, breathe, I can't breathe. Okay, so you have to honestly look at yourself. Again, I keep going back to step one. I wanted to breathe. Okay, I wanted to breathe. I wanted to live. You have to honestly take a good look at where you're at constantly and say, do you really want to live that way? And I choose life, okay? I absolutely choose life. And the other part is how connected I stay with people. I stay present to people. I have people over at my house. I go visit people. I'm constantly around people in my life that want to make changes. And I have enough integrity with myself that if I'm going to support somebody and say, how about try this? I have to be willing to do it and maintain it myself, or else how can I require, or how can I have the nerve to go tell somebody else what to do? Right. I have lived so many years in just controlling people and telling people what to do without doing it myself, and no wonder nobody wanted to do it. Right. So now I live the life, I live the talk, and I keep myself present amongst other people doing the same thing.
Right. Right, to stay surrounded by it.
Right.
I mean, people are part of your environment. And when you stay around people who are making challenging changes and getting healthier, and that also are looking to you for help to get healthier, it's a lot easier to stay connected. Hey, I want to look at this marathon photo that we had of you. You not only lost this weight, Marty, but you ran a 26-mile marathon. What was that like?
I'm so glad you mentioned that.
Well, you know, one of the most amazing things about that marathon, except being so proud of myself, was the internal lessons I learned in the journey. It was getting a long time that I was out there. You know, I was out there quite a long time, and there was about another 2.5 miles left in the race. And I'm starting to, you know, some of my old thinking came back, well, what if everybody's gone? What if there's nobody there for me? You know, what if people just said, hey, it's long enough, I'm going to go home? But the truth was, the biggest lesson that I learned in that race is when people came out for me, when there were 2.5 miles left, and they ran in with me, and they came in. I cried. They said, just feel what you're feeling, Marty. Look at this. Through the streets of Denver, where I thought that maybe nobody was going to be there, people showed their love for me, and they brought me into the circle, and that forever changed my life, Bill. Right. Forever.
Right. I think that changed everybody's life. I'm sitting here crying because I am. Here we go. It was like I was there watching you come in. It's such a beautiful story. Yeah, it was amazing to watch.
And you did a great job, too. I mean, you got from the starting line to the finish line, which is obviously the point in a marathon. And again, that's a wonderful lesson, too, is that, I mean, it really does take really one step at a time is how you get there. Yeah. There's no way to fast forward. When you're on mile 16 and you've already given it all you had to give and you have 10 more miles to go, you really just have to find a way to get one more step, one more step, one more step. And again, I think that goes back to something that I was talking to Clarissa about with how we want this web TV program to get out to more and more people. And that is, I said, you know, we don't always tell people what they want to hear.
Right.
But it's important to tell people what they need to hear.
Right.
And you need to hear that it's not going to be easy. It's going to be an SOB at times.
Yeah. Right.
And it's going to take everything that you got, everything you think you got, and it's going to take more to get to that finish line and to get to those goals that you want to achieve in 18 weeks or a year or 6 months, whatever you want to do, you can do it, but you're going to have to push yourself beyond what you think you're capable of. And in and of that right there, that's going to benefit every aspect of your life. So again, Marty, it is a metaphor. Doing the marathon, going a distance beyond what you think you can do, going beyond what you perceived limits are. And that is such an important part of this. And with your story, and we telling your story, and then also, you know, continuing on like you are, you're helping people become aware of what's possible for them. And again, with the Transformation Web TV show, with everything I've done over the past 20 years, the Body for Life, my magazines and programs before that, and everything I'm going to be doing after this, there's really just a few things that I really want to teach people. One, and it's got to come first, is that you've got to become aware of your opportunity to make a healthy change in your life, to make a, not just a kind of healthy change, a phenomenal healthy change, a change that will blow you away. It may not be losing 100 pounds, or it may be becoming 100 pounds lighter. It may be going from a couch potato, somebody who has accepted a sedentary life, to being a marathon runner, or a mountain climber, or a triathlete, or somebody who gets out there and teaches other people how to get healthy. These things that we achieve that mean the most, that feel the greatest, that change your life in so many powerful ways, are the things that you never thought were possible. Because if you did think they were possible, you would have been engaged in them, you would have been participating and moving in that direction. So there's somebody out there that's watching your story today, Marty, who doesn't believe it's possible for them to become 50, 60, 70 pounds lighter, who doesn't believe that as a grandfather, they could get out and start being active again. They could run a marathon or a half marathon or a 10K or climb a mountain they've always wanted to climb. There's a person that's seeing your story today that's going to get that first step. Their eyes are going to open to the possibilities that their life can be better, that their health can be better, that they can be younger, that they can be active, that they can have more fun, and they can feel better, be happier than they've been in many years, possibly than they've ever been before in their entire life.
Wow. That's so right on right there.
And that's the first step. You've got to believe that it's possible where you didn't believe it was possible before. And sometimes, like I said, that is just, it becomes a hope. I hope that that's possible for me. And then that's enough to get us started. We put the right skills in the right place. We got to have the right knowledge. And that sometimes is evasive today. Everybody's got a diet, everybody's got a gimmick, and there's so much nonsense and misinformation and myths. And I think a lot of people that write books and get on to talk shows and repeat this nonsense, they don't even know it's nonsense because it's just accepted. You know, that there's a right diet, or that we get there by cutting all of our carbs, or going on some, what is the HCG diet that people are talking about now. That is, get the bleeper ready, that is absolute It is absolute nonsense. But there's a right way to do this stuff. There's the exercise, nutrition, a mindset, a soul set, where you've got to do some soul searching and come into contact with what's important to you, where you're at, and where you really want to be. But it starts by becoming aware. And stories like Marty's help us see what's possible for us. And then we got to get along to where we put it into action so we can get the results.
Such a powerful what you're sharing there, because I was one of those people that would do everything that was fast and quick to be able to get, you know, fit or whatever. But being able to experience this and get real with myself and become aware, connecting, integrating, there I am. So hi, but integrating, like you said, the inside, the mind, body, soul connection was so powerful for me. And like you said, it was that's when things really started changing for me, and really changing, not just, you know, losing a few pounds for whatever it was that, you know, summer or bikini or reunion or whatever, or anything that, you know, we all set our goals for. But this was the first time that it was like, this is really working. So, yeah.
Well, let's get back to one. We had a question about a practical step from Marty. Marty, how long did you exercise each day when you were making the first big part of the change, losing that 71 pounds in 18 weeks, and how much do you exercise now?
That's a great question. When I did my first transformation, I followed the book, Bill. I followed Body for Life book. I did the 3 days a week, you know, 2 days, you know, rotating the upper body, lower body, upper body, lower body, you know. And then I did 3 days. Believe it or not, people won't believe this, but I did a HIIT for 20 to 30 minutes, 3 days a week. And then as I was hitting about week 15, 14, then I cranked it up a little bit more because I'm going, holy cow, I couldn't walk, I could hardly run a block. All of a sudden I was able to run 4 to 8 miles. You better believe I cranked it up because I enjoyed the heck out of it and I want bragging rights, But I just followed a simple plan, 3 days of weightlifting and 3 days of aerobic.
Right. So you're working out 6 days a week, and I think about 20 to 45 minutes a day, right?
Yeah, yes. It was 20 to 30 minutes on the aerobic, and when I did the weightlifting plan, it was 45 minutes. And to this day, I do the same thing. I still work out. Actually, I work out 5 to 6 days a week.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah. Five's good. Yep.
You know what I love about it too is that these are, I don't want to say short, but essentially short, effective workouts. You're not in the gym for hours, hours and hours thinking that you have to be in there forever to get this.
Right.
I mean, you're in great condition, Marty. You look fantastic.
Right. Well, he's in great shape and he's in sustainable condition
Exactly.
too.
3 years.
Yeah.
I mean,
one of the things that we see, because in my position and in Clarissa's position, she gets a lot of questions, and in Marty, you too, we get a lot of questions from people who are just trying to learn and get the right information, get the right facts. And a lot of people are convinced you got to exercise all afternoon or all day to get the kind of results that we see with Marty's before and after pictures, or your before and after pictures, or last week with Jen and Chris Ryle's before and after pictures.
Right.
The fact is, you don't have to exercise 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours a day. There's a popular television program that shows people working out for ungodly amounts of time, and it's a myth. It's something that we really need to get past. You can get tremendous results by exercising 20 to 45 minutes a day. As a matter of fact, the scientific studies show that a half hour of walking every other day is absolutely going to get you started. It's going to change metabolism, burn excess calories, give you a better appetite. One of the exercise changes our appetite. We want to eat healthier when we're exercising, less sugar and more nutrients.
So true.
You're going to sleep better. We've shown that a half hour of exercise every other day. That's just walking, folks. Remember, we talked about this before. Okay, ready? We go out the front door. We go 15 minutes that way. We turn around, and we come 15 minutes back this way. You've got a scientifically proven good workout. One is going to give you what we talk about over and over again, which is the results. That exercise session was shown to be more effective, or at least as effective as the popular prescription antidepressant drugs.
Wow.
And that's why I say exercise is one of the most underutilized antidepressants, and food is probably the most widely abused anti-anxiety drug. And if we just do the exercise, eat a little healthier, we're going to start showing a big difference in the mind, because remember, where the mind goes, the body's going to follow.
Right.
Yes.
I love that. You know what you're saying right there about feeling good after exercise. Something I've been practicing is that after I get done working out, I'll just do a little bit of writing, because I like to be in that, remember that feeling that I have after working out, because it feels so good, and I want to remember that.
Right. Well, and you document that, you start to become more aware of it.
Absolutely.
Marty, we have time for you to make one more recommendation. You've been through a lot. You've really made some incredible changes, the kind of changes that a lot of our viewers would like to make. What's one thing that you've learned over the years that you would like to share that could be a take-home message for them, that they could remember and they could be on the right path?
It's a great question, Bill. And to me, even during my transformation process, and even when I lost my son, one thing that I tried to do through the whole process was to keep it fun. Okay, to have fun. Okay, it's not about going out there and torturing yourself and suffering and saying, I got to get through this workout. Make it fun. Jump around, play, dance, do whatever it takes to keep active. And the other thing that I believe that I was able to accomplish such wonderful things in that period of time is that I totally believed that it could happen. And the way that I believed is that I brought people around me who believed in me and said, Marty, you could do this. I believe in you. You're great. You're this. I gathered great people. Bill, you were one of them, all around me, who believed in myself even when I didn't. And I think that's a critical place to be, is to gather people who believe in you.
I could not agree with you more, Marty. That's so perfectly said. It just helps you so much, because when you come into the program not sure you can actually do this, and then you have someone else encouraging you, all of a sudden you start believing in changing the mindset.
Well, and remember that the mind is very fluid. And beliefs are a construct of the mind. And where our body takes maybe weeks, months to make some real significant changes, the mind is going to change on you moment to moment. So even somebody who's got strong belief and faith and confidence, that is going to shake and flow, especially when you're making some challenging changes in your life. You got to be surrounded by people who are going to remind you that you really can do it, that you really should have hope, that if you keep putting in the effort, the scale is going to show it, the body fat's going to go away, the muscle's going to come, the positive feelings, the positive mindset, they're going to arrive right on time, and everything is as it should be during the course of the Transformation Challenge. The more we have faith in that, and the less we question that, the better our results will be. But even the most confident person, you watch out these ball games and you watch the presidents and the congressmen and the leaders of our country in the political sense and the leaders of our country from an intellectual sense and all the sports heroes that we like to watch, including those Chicago Bulls that are on their way, Marty. Their confidence.
I knew we would get that one in, Bill.
Well, we love sports, man, but you can tell even the confidence of the players that are the greatest of the greatest are going to be fluctuating. So we need teammates. We need people around us, like Marty pointed out, that can pick us up and remind us, hey, you can do it. It's okay. Nobody's going to hit every shot. Nobody's going to do this just perfectly. But if we keep moving forward, we're going to make progress. And at the end of the day, that progress is its own reward. The results are their own reward.
Beautifully said.
Yeah, okay, moment of silence.
Right there,
we're collective amen is that we're going around.
It's meditation.
Marty, thanks a million for being with us. Go Bulls, and we'll hope that they get the finals, and we can cheer together.
Okay, and thanks for another fun night, Bill. Love you guys.
Thanks, Marty.
Bye, Marty. Thank you.
So long.
Wow. I love his story.
Yeah.
Wow.
Marty's got a great story, and I said so many lessons come out of that. But one of the things I think that Marty is, if you know Marty, you know that he's got a lot of heart. And when we say that you get out of this process, you get out of anything practically that you want to achieve in your life, what you put into it. And Marty puts a lot of heart and soul into it. Marty speaks from the heart. He lives from the heart. And he just tries to center himself, here while having a decent respect for reason and rational thinking. But if you put your heart and soul into this, and like I said, that's that emotional aspect. That's that where, in your heart of hearts, your intention, if you intend to make healthy changes, if you intend to achieve something, and if you really want it in that place where you can feel the core of your energy, then you're going to get it. You got to be persistent. You got to stick with it. And like Marty said during that marathon, sometimes, you just got to focus on taking one step at a time.
Right on, right on. It's so true. It's just being able to take stories like that and be inspired to move forward.
Hey, Marty can do it. A grandfather who's never been in great shape before, who hadn't been in great shape for decades, he can turn it around. He made incredible results because in 18 weeks he became 71 pounds lighter. Not everybody's going to get lighter that quickly.
Right.
Some people need to lose a little more. Some people need to lose a little less. But if you do the exercise and you eat healthy and you get help from friends and you watch the show and you stay focused on it, you're going to get results. Marty also talked about making it fun, and we like to make this show fun. We like to have prizes, and we reward people for showing up, participating in chat. We've got the names, I think, of 3 people who are participating in chat right now, right?
Yes.
That are about to win a month's supply of Right Light, putting good food on the table.
That's
Right Light, the nutrients you need without the calories you don't. It feeds the muscle, it starves the fat, and it's all the good stuff our bodies need to stay strong and stay healthy. Right Light.
I love it. It's sugar-free, fat-free, but it's all sweetness, man. That's some good stuff.
Yeah, sugar-free, fat-free, and plenty sweet. 4 boxes going out to 3 people right now that are participating in chat. It's our way of saying thank you for showing up and participating in the program. Drum roll, who are our 3 winners of that Right Light?
All righty, our first winner is Kelly Nowacki.
Kelly? Okay.
Congratulations, Kelly. Number 2 is Chris Haro.
Oh,
good old
congratulations,
Chris. Yes, and our third winner is Connie Tenner St. Clair Courtois. I think I got that one there. I took French, and I do believe that's French there.
All right, awesome. So, Connie, we're going to be shipping this out.
Yes.
We have 3 people who posted on our YouTube rebroadcast of the show, and we picked 3 of those folks at random, and we're going to announce their profile names on YouTube, you got to contact us at transformation.com/Clarissa.
Right Light.
Right Light on
Yes, on transformation.com. After I announce all the exciting winners here, if your name is called, you can send me a message at transformation.com/Right Light, or you can email me direct, Clarissa@transformation.com, with your contact information, so we can get you deliciousness right here, so, in a box.
Right, and these are kind of their code names.
Right, so work with me here. If I don't say it right, I'm trying very hard. Our first winner is Spoys Watt, and I think it's SPOIII SWAT. So congratulations.
Okay, it is SPOIII.
Yes, II SWAT.
Okay.
The second winner is FNP Teresa.
Okay.
Congratulations, Teresa, I think. And the second one is Bren Nash, BRENNAASH. So congratulations to all three of you. Be sure to send me an email, and we'll get you a month's
with
supply.
your real name and your address, so we can send you a Federal Express box of this. And the other three folks we're going to be sending out Federal Express this week. You'll have it by the end of the week, so you can enjoy it. Remember, that is such a scientifically proven way to lose body fat, keep your weight lighter, but also get the nutrients you need so you can have strong muscles and a good, strong mind. And we have one person who shared us on Facebook so that other people could learn about our show, and is also participating in chat. Right. And they won a brand new iPad 2. Who is that person?
Our winner of the new iPad 2, which is kind of hard to get. Well, actually, it's very hard to get, is Tricia DeVellis. So congratulations. You get to watch us on your new iPad 2.
Right, the iPad, you can watch Transformation anytime, anywhere. You can watch it live, you can watch the rebroadcast.
Right.
And congratulations, folks. We really appreciate your support. We need your help to get the word out. What we believe is that more people who become aware of their opportunity to become healthier, the better. They first need to see some examples and know that it's possible to change their life, to even change the most persistent unhealthy habits into healthy ones that work for you instead of against you. We also know that people need the knowledge. They need accurate information. They need correct knowledge and correct resources where nobody's trying to scam them or rip them off or try to pretend like this is going to be easier. Sometimes we don't tell you what you want to hear, but we're always going to tell you what you need to hear.
Right.
And then we need a way to get challenged and to get motivated to put what we learn into action. So please, folks, stop by my blog this week and read about the Summer Transformation Challenge. It's going to send 2 people, all expenses paid, on a trip to Hawaii. Find yourself in paradise this winter when the rest of us are back here grunting through the, the difficult winter seasons. We're going to have a lot of fun with that stuff. One of the things I want to ask you guys as a homework assignment this week is I want you to decide right now how many hours you're going to invest in yourself with exercise this week. If it's 2 hours, I want you to write down 2 hours is my goal for exercise time this week, and I want you to share that with at least one other person, your spouse, your kids, your support partner at transformation.com or wherever else, your personal trainer, whoever else that you can be accountable to. And I want you to start doing that each week, is that each Monday, I want you to write down the amount of time you're going to invest in yourself with exercise. It's the world's best medicine, and it's free. And I want you to start following through on that. I need a goal every week, how much time you're going to give to yourself for good, healthy exercise. Remember, when we invest time in exercise, the return we get back is more than double. You're going to have more clarity, more energy, more go power, and that's going to allow you to get more done. So please, believe me, exercise time doesn't cost you anything. It gives you, it pays you back much more than it requires.
Right on. I love it. I'm going to be working on mine, so I'll get that going.
Right, and if you want to, 2 hours a week of good, intense, vigorous exercise is going to give you a good return. If you want to go up to 4 hours, 5 hours, I don't really recommend much more than that, but you got to decide when the week starts how much time you're going to save. That's only about 1% of the time you have available, 1.5% of the time you have available to yourself each week out of the 168 hours, out of the 1,440 minutes we all got to do something with this week. Man, you take 120 of those 1,440 minutes, you invest in yourself, you do some vigorous exercise, half hour a day, every other day, half hour, 4 days a week, 25 minutes, 5 days a week. Do something and do it every week. Set a goal, achieve the goal. You're going to get a good feeling from that, and your body is going to love you. Your mind's going to love you too, and we're going to love you too, because we need to all get moving. We need to exercise, have fun, get healthy, and spread the word, folks. This country needs this health transformation now more than ever, and you can play a part. You can be a part of the solution, not part of the problem. Just get up, get moving. Do it tonight if you haven't already. I'm telling you, you're going to love yourself for it, and we are all going to work together to transform the nation from worst to first in health and well-being.
I'm inspired. You want to go work out? I'm ready to go.
Well, thank you, Marty. Thank you.
you.
Folks, we're out of time for today's show. We'll be back next week, same time, same place. Until then, I'm Bill Phillips.
And I'm Right Light Clarissa.
And you guys have a great week.